Hi, my name is Cynthia James. I'm with Kaspersky Lab, and this is number 2 of a 3-part video series on internet security and cybercrime. This one is about how we can get infected and not even know it. I'd also like to share some details of what the FBI says the infection rate is of computers worldwide, but first we need a little bit of vocabulary. We need to know what a Trojan is. Trojan is actually short for Trojan horse, and the idea is that it comes into your system riding along with something you actually wanted. That could be a driver that you downloaded from somewhere, or it could be that you just visited a website that's infected, and while your PC is loading the web page, it also ends up loading malware. Now, what a Trojan does is its goal is to take control of your system. There are 2 ways that cybercriminals can profit from this. The first one is the Trojan can wait in the background until you go to a banking website, and then it can wake up and either take screenshots of what you're doing with username and password or record your keystrokes. And it can send that information back to a cybercriminal gang. That cybercriminal gang we would call CNC, or command and control, or maybe bot herders. And what they do is they control a large number of Trojans worldwide. The second way they make money is that your PC will actually wake up in the middle of the night and it will have instructions from command and control about what to do. And it will launch attacks on people, it will send spam, and it will erase its tracks and go back to sleep and wake up the next night and do it again. So that's how Trojans operate. They're really tricky. When you have a whole network of Trojans, you call it a botnet, and it's short for robot network. Botnets can range anywhere from hundreds of thousands of systems to millions of systems. Here's what the FBI had to say about botnets and infection rates across the world. This is Joseph Demarest speaking to the Senate. He works for the cyber division of the FBI, and in his estimation, 500 million systems at any given time are infected. That's 1 in 5 PCs in the world are infected by a Trojan and belong to part of a botnet. And he's right to say that many PCs are just a click away from infection. It could be that website or that ad that had malware in it, and the next thing you know, you've got a Trojan on your system. And let's take a quick look at other botnets and the size of them worldwide, and we're talking about as a business model for cyber criminals. The Mariposa botnet, 13 million systems. Under the control of one cybercrime gang. That's a tremendous amount of computing power that they receive for free because the people that own those computers also maintain them, make sure they're connected to the internet, pay for their electricity, and all cybercriminals do is reap the profit of renting them out to other cybercriminals at night. So this is the beauty of the botnet business model. Let's talk about how you get infected in the first place. There are 2 primary methods that are extremely successful, unfortunately, for cybercriminals, and they're often blended into a third. The first one is you visit an infected website. Now that can be a legitimate website that hackers have hacked into and inserted malware code into, or it could be a website that they've set up that's on their own web server. If it's a website they've set up, they'll have a whole library of malware just waiting to plug into whatever security hole you have on your system. If they've been fortunate enough to infect a legitimate website, one that gets millions of page views a day like in Huffington Post, their goal is just to stay alive on that page long enough to infect as many systems as possible. Even when that malware is cured off the page, they may have had the opportunity to infect hundreds of thousands of systems. The second method of infection is email. An email can come to you with a Trojan attached in a file, and it can launch when you open the file. Most emails today, though, blend these 2 together. So you'll receive the email, but it'll direct you to a website. And the website could either be a legitimate website or a cybercriminal website. But email and internet is not the only way to infect a computer. Trojans can also be hiding in gaming updates, even when the gaming company doesn't know about it if their server was infected. Mobile malware is a growing concern out there, and free applications that are downloaded from the internet. It's easy now to open a free application, stuff malware in it, and then repost it somewhere. The last thing I want to mention is spear phishing. Phishing is when email comes to you pretending to be from a legitimate entity and it's trying to get you to enter a password, username, or other confidential information. Spear phishing is when cybercriminals have actually targeted you specifically, and what they'll do is they'll go around to everything you have on social media, your LinkedIn, etc., and find out information about you charities you care about, religious affiliations, schools you went to, favorite sports teams, and they'll use that to craft email that will come to you expressly with the purpose of getting you to click on that infected web link. So beware of spear phishing. Most of what we see that comes out that's specifically targeted comes on Mondays and Fridays, because cybercriminals have learned that that's when we're most likely to click on potentially personal emails. Now let's take a look at what we can do about it in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.